Welcome everyone, this is Kerjims channel. Now we are back to our new episodes of True Semi-Reality Champions and Comparison, featured by Wild League of Legends versus the Mobile Legends Bang Bang. But before that, please like and subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the bell icon so you will be notified to our new next episode video. Let's do this!
Twitch is a ranged physical carry who relies on inflicting deadly venom on his foes and then using that venom to take them down. Whether opening the game as a jungler or more typical ranged carry, Twitch takes over a game biding his time before assassinating choice targets or unleashing on an entire enemy team. Twitch's passive is Deadly Venom. Twitch's basic attacks apply stacks of Deadly Venom up to a cap. Each stack deals damage every second for a few seconds. Ambush allows Twitch to turn invisible, which makes him undetectable to the naked eye. However, true sight such as vision wards, turrets, and oracles will reveal him. While invisible, Twitch gains bonus movement speed, and upon leaving stealth, he gains bonus attack speed for a few seconds. While Twitch normally takes a very short time to turn invisible, taking damage will delay this effect. In general, take a point in ambush early and max it by level 13. Venom Cask tosses out a cask that explodes in an area, slowing and inflicting 2 stacks of deadly venom on all enemies it hits. Take a point in Venom Cask early, and if you plan on using the slow to set up early kills, delay ambush and max Venom Cask by level 13, waiting on ambush until later. Expunge immediately damages all nearby enemies based on the number of deadly venom stacks placed upon each one. Expunge does not deal any damage to targets unaffected by deadly venom. In order to deal as much damage as possible, I recommend maxing Expunge immediately. Twitch's ultimate is Spray and Pray. Spray and Pray causes Twitch's basic attacks to pass through his targets to hit all enemies in a line for the next few seconds. The target in front takes full damage, while enemies in the back take reduced damage down to a cap. Every enemy Twitch hits will receive stacks of deadly venom and any other on-hit effects he has. In the early game, Twitch should always look for aggressive openings, stacking deadly venom and triggering Expunge. As Alistar locks up Morgana, a few basic attacks into Expunge forces her to flash out and heal. By maxing Expunge immediately and holding onto Venom Cask, Twitch can deal a surprising amount of burst damage. Evelynn gets spotted exiting the brush, so Twitch stacks Deadly Venom with Venom Cask and basic attacks, taking her down almost immediately with Expunge. With ambush and clever positioning, Twitch can sneak up on enemies in his own lane. Here, Twitch heads behind the cliff and triggers ambush, walking back out once invisible. Twitch uses the movement speed boost to get on top of Morgana before the stealth wears out, slowing her with Venom Cask. Landing basic attacks in between brief movements, Twitch picks up an easy kill. For Twitch, the best defense is a good offense. After spotting Orianna, Twitch hits ambush, hoping to pick up an easy kill. As she turns around, Venom Cask with basic attacks quickly adds stacks of deadly venom. As she runs, Spray and Pray allows Twitch to stay in range, picking up the kill with Expunge. Once Morgana arrives, Twitch has to run, but can't escape Xin Zhao without killing him. Retreating from Morgana in between basic attacks, Twitch picks up a double kill with low health remaining. One of Twitch's worst enemies is the Vision Ward, which will reveal him during ambush. If you're having trouble dealing with Twitch sneaking up on you, try placing vision wards in highly trafficked areas. As the game progresses, you can get the jump on enemies who farm lanes alone by waiting in the brush and hitting ambush when they get close. Morgana's sight ward only spots Alistar, so she overextends for an easy kill. Venom Cask and basic attacks quickly stack deadly venom, allowing Twitch to expunge for great damage and another kill. One quick trick with ambush is to activate it immediately before recalling. Twitch will continue to stealth while beginning to recall, becoming fully invisible while he returns to base. Just make sure ambush will last long enough to cover the full recall duration. Spray and Pray with proper positioning is Twitch's best friend in larger fights. After Xin Zhao jumps on Twitch, he flashes over the wall and hits Spray and Pray, dealing incredible damage against the 2 stunned enemies and enabling a double kill. Be careful when dealing with enemies who have the ability to chase you or stop you from escaping. While Twitch slows the enemy team with Venom Cask and heavily damages them with Spray and Pray, the combination of knockups, slows, and stuns keeps Twitch from making an escape. Twitch's #1 goal is to survive and focus on immediate threats first, allowing Spray and Pray to drop squishier foes behind his primary target. Escaping with Flash and Ambush, Twitch turns to Renekton, and then Evelyn as she dies. After killing the assassin, Twitch has free reign to take down his foes from afar, picking up a triple kill to end the battle. I recommend building Twitch as a squishy damage dealer with some resist to survive early fights. For runes, try flat attack damage marks, flat armor seals, flat magic resist glyphs, and flat attack damage quintessences. Try 2190 masteries, taking all the physical damage increases in offense, plus armor and health in defense. For summoner spells, Ignite, Flash, Smite, and Exhaust fit best. Take Smite when jungling, Ignite or Exhaust if you want to play aggressively, and Flash if you want to play more safely. Open with Boots of Speed, Health Potions, and 2 Doran's Blades or a Prospector's Blade. Upgrade your Berserker's Greaves, grab Infinity Edge, and take a Vampiric Scepter. From here, choose from Phantom Dancer to add to your overall damage and mobility, Last Whisper to deal with enemies who stack armor, and Bloodthirster or Sanguine Blade to increase your burst damage with Expunge. Finally, add a Banshee's Veil or Odin's Veil to help against mages who try to kill you. Something important to keep in mind is Twitch mechanics aren't super flashy or game-breaking like other champions such as the Sins mechanics. The first one has to do with his invisibility, and it's around the time that it registers, so visible right away. There's a lot of wiggle room we can use in that time. For example, depending on your items or on what level you are, you can kind of figure out how many auto attacks you can get off before you actually go invisible. So with this item, I should be able to get off around 2 auto attacks if I auto attacked right when I started, so I'll show you what I mean. So I got off 2 autos and now I'm invisible, and let's say this guy doesn't have Flash, I could chase him down, get really close, and even though he's in this circle and he can see me, if he's running to his turret and I need more time to shoot him, I would actually, after those 2 auto attacks, get right on top of him, auto him, and then finish him off this way. And that leads me to another point that I want to make right here. A lot of times whenever you're chasing someone on Twitch, especially in the early game or maybe the mid game where you don't have that much damage, you need time to actually shoot them. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna burst them real quick and they'll die. You need actual time. So I'll show you what I mean by that. For example, let's pretend this is an enemy champion running towards his turret. I don't have that much damage, and let's pretend he's a little bit faster than me because he has tier 1 boots and I don't have any boots. After I get off my first auto attack, and I get off my second one, I want to get really close and then start shooting him so I can get as much time as possible to hit him. So if I were to just hit him immediately while being behind him, then he would move faster than me, because while I'm invisible, I get massive movement speed and I can chase him down. That's just something to keep in mind during long-term chasing in the early game. The next tip is how to do some cool ganks as Twitch, especially in the early and mid game. So these plants come up around the 5-minute mark, 5:10, 5:30, and whenever you're using them as Twitch, you could be a noob, you could hit it, and then just go invisible at this point. But if this is warded, then you completely blew your cover. So I'm going to show you what I mean over here on this side of the map. She went invisible, and if you do anything while you're visible, we can use that animation to our advantage and do whatever we want. So like I showed you before, I got off 2 auto attacks while doing the animation since I have an attack speed item. If you don't have an attack speed item, you can probably only get off 1. So in this case, I want to come gank the enemy champion over here, so I'll put up an enemy dummy, and I want to get to him, but I'm already over here because I was doing some counter jungling or whatever. So I'm going to press Q first, wait a moment, and then hit the plant. So check this out. Because I want to be invisible before I actually come over here. Because if I'm invisible in midair, even if I have this bush warded with a non-pink ward, then it won't be able to see me. Cross the other side, so this guy wouldn't have seen me. I can get up behind him and then tear him apart. This mechanic isn't too big of a deal, but if you can get the hang of it, it can make a lot of ganks easier. It may not seem like a lot, but these kind of things really do add up. Next thing I want to show you is how to juke opponents with Twitch's invisibility. This one's a little bit more obvious, but still really important. So let's say he's faster than me, he's someone like Kha'Zix or a Hecarim who's chasing me down, and I go invisible. I'm about right here. As long as they're not in the circle, they can't see you, and when they can't see you, they'll have that little eye. The best way to juke opponents whenever you're going invisible, because if they can chase you down but they're not sure you went, is to do a flash movement so you instantly correct if you're going invisible. To show you what I mean, so let's say he's chasing me, and let's say I'm initially moving this way right here, I go invisible. right as I'm about to turn invisible, I moved this way. But immediately when I turned invisible, I clicked back, so he kept chasing me. He would run past me, and I could get back to my turret, or if this was his turret, I could go into his jungle and try to recall this way. Just to show you guys that one more time. Immediately click away as you're turning invisible. You don't even have to be really good and move this way and then do that. You can just be moving here and then immediately click away as you turn invisible, but make sure they don't see it. For example, if I'm turning invisible like this, and then I immediately turn that way as I'm about to turn invisible, he'll know I went this way unless I want to juke back. Just keep that in mind that it's basically playing mind games. So if you play Shaco, you'll probably be pretty good at doing that. Another thing that you need to practice is going invisible properly. So a lot of times if you're in lane, but the enemies have vision of you, but you don't want to go all the way back, or if you're kind of in enemy territory and you don't want them to know where you are when you're recalling, you're going to take advantage of the same invisibility mechanic. So if you try to recall while you're already invisible, it's going to cancel your invisibility and you can see you. But if I do it like this, look, they didn't even see me start my back animation and I'm invisible, so, but the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Like that one was pretty much perfect right there. Did it again perfect. It's really not that hard, you'll get the timing of it. Okay, now this next core mechanic on Twitch is something that you should understand in the early game, whenever you're doing ganks especially, because Twitch doesn't have any CC. The early game can be difficult to get off.